Hi. Okay, now this E minor progression, it's still a study of the 2 chord being turned to a major chord. So I'm going to be playing an E minor, a G major, and an A major. Now normally in the key of E minor, A is a minor chord, and it has an A, C, and an E in it. When I play an A major chord, it's an A, a C sharp, and an E, which effectively knocks us into the key signature of D major, which turns our E minor chord into a 2 chord, theoretically. So over the E minor, G major, and A, you can use the key of D major with your diatonic scales, your D major scales and your B minor scales and all the modes that go with that. But again, over this whole thing, E minor pentatonic works great. And you don't have to worry about the key change because there is not a C or a C sharp in an E minor pentatonic scale. But if you can catch that key change, it's beautiful. And this happens in a lot of songs. Things like this. There they're using an A major, and then immediately after, Alvin Lee goes to a C major chord, making that C natural again. The end of a Guns N' Roses tune is a little bit known as... Right? Same thing with that. They're playing an E, a G, an A major, you got a C sharp, and then immediately go to a C and a D. So theoretically, a better guitar player or a tastier guitar player can actually bring that change out in the solos by putting that C sharp in where it belongs and then dropping it to a C when that C and D chord happen. Now technically you can stay in the key of pure E minor the entire time against the E minor and the G major chord and just add the C sharp in against the A major chord. That's also really beautiful. And if this progression was simply power chords, you can interpret it any way you want. You could stay in E minor, pure minor the whole time, or you can stay and treat it as an E Dorian scale the entire time, and it would work cool. Okay, but that's if it's power chords. You'd still have to fix that C though. When it goes to the C major and a D, you don't want to be on a C sharp against that C chord. So it's just a little self-awareness when you're playing. Now, you can't think of all those notes at first, that's normal. So you just want to get used to the sounds and the patterns. And the notes, if you're not aware of any of this theory, that'll start to get a little bit easier. And certainly it's a lot easier when you're studying with somebody who can turn you on to this stuff and get you used to it. All right, so here's the progression. I'm just going to go over and hit the E minor, the G, and the A major. I'm going to stretch the changes out, so I'm going to stay on it a while. And then I'm going to go to a C, a D, and an E minor chord. So we're going to go back to pure E minor and G major. And so you can treat it however you want in the other section.